Bhagavate Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Chapter 6. Conversation between Narad and Vyasdev. Text 1. Suta uvacha evam nishmaya bhagwan devarshir karma cha bhuya parparchatam brahman vyasah satyavati sutaha.
Sutta said, O Brahmanas, thus hearing all about Sri Narad's birth and activities, Vyasadeva, the incarnation of God and the son of Satyavati, inquired as follows.
Text 2. Vyasuvacha bhikshubhir vipravasite vigyane destrishbhistava vartamano vyase adye tatah kim akrod bhavan.
Shri Vyasadeva said, why did you, Narad, do after the departure of great sages who had instructed you in scientific transcendental knowledge before the beginning of your present birth?
Text 3. Swambhu kaya vritya vartitam te param vya katham chedam udaraksha sihi kale prapate kalevaram.
O son of Brahma, how did you pass your life after initiation? And how did you attain this body, having quit your old one in due course?
Text 4. Prakalpa vishyametam smritam te muni satatma nahesha vyavadhat kala esha sarva nirakritah.
O great sage, time annihilates everything in due course. So, how is it that this subject matter, which happened prior to this day of Brahma, is still fresh in your memory, undisturbed by time?
Text 5. Naraduvacha Bhikshu Bhikshubhirvipravasite Vigyane Dritishbhirmam Vartmano Vyasi Ade Tat Etad Akarsham.
Shinarad said, the great sages who had imparted scientific knowledge of transcendence to me departed for other places, and I had to pass my life in this way.
Text 6. Ekatmaja me janani Yoshin Mudhacha Kinkari May Atmaje Nanya Gato Chakre Snehanu Bandhanam.
I was the only son of my mother, who was not only a simple woman but a maidservant as well. Since I was her only offspring, she had no other alternative for protection. She bound me with the tie of affection.
Text 7. Sasvatantra na kalpasye yoga shemam mame chati ishyahi vashe loko yashadar daryumai yatha.
She wanted to look after my maintenance properly, but because she was not independent, she was not able to do anything for me. The world is under the full control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, everyone is like a wooden doll in the hands of a puppet master.
Text 8. Aham cha tad brahmalkule ushivamstad upekshaya digdesha kala vyuptapano balaka pancha hainaha.
Mataji, can you please go? Thank you. When I was a merry child of 5 years, I lived in a Brahmana school. I was dependent on my mother's affection and had no experience of different lands.
Text 9. एकदा निर्गतां गेहात् दुहन्तीं निशिगं पतिः सर्पोदाशत्पदा स्पृष्टः कृपाणां कालचोदितः.
Once upon a time, my poor mother, when going out one night to milk a cow, was bitten on the leg by a serpent, influenced by a supreme time.
Text 10. तदा तद अहम ईश्यस्य भक्तानां सम अभिप्रस्तः अनुग्रहं मणिमानः प्रतिष्ठं दिशम उत्तराम.
I took this as the special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benediction for his devotees. And so thinking, I started for the north.
Text 11. Svitan jana janpadam tatra purgram vrajakaran kheta kharvata svatischa vanani upvanani cha.
After my departure, I passed through many flourishing metropolises, towns, villages, animal farms, mines, agricultural lands, valleys, flower gardens, nursery gardens, and natural forests.
Text 12. चित्र धातु विचिरता द्रिन एभ भग्न भुज द्रुमान जलाशयान शिव जलान नलिनी सुरा सेवितः चित्र स्वने पत्र रथेर विभ्रमद भ्रमरास श्रिया.
I passed through hills and mountains full of reservoirs of various minerals like gold, silver, and copper, and through tracts of land with reservoir of water filled with beautiful lotus flowers, fit for the denizens of heaven, decorated with bewildered bees and singing birds.
Text 13. नलवेणु शरस्तन्ब कुशाकिचक गहवरम एका एव तियातोहम अद्राक्षम विपिनाम महत् घोरम प्रतिभयाकरम व्यालु व्यालोलुका शिवाजिरम.
I then passed alone through many forests of rushes, bamboos, reeds, sharp grass, reed, and caves, which were very difficult to go through alone. I visited deep, dark, and dangerously fearful forests, which were the play yards of snakes, owls, and jackals.
Text 14. परिश्रेणातेन्द्रियात्महान् त्रित्पारितो बुभुक्षितः सनात्वा पीत्वा हृदयनाद्य उपा पृष्ठो गताश्रमः.
Thus traveling, I felt tired both bodily and mentally, and I was both thirsty and hungry. So I took a bath in a river lake and also drank water. By contacting water, I got relief from my exhaustion.
Text 15. तस्मिन् निर्मनोजरणे पिपलोपस्था आश्रितः आत्मानात्मन् मानम् आत्मस्थं यथा श्रुतम् अचिन्तयम्.
After that, under the shadow of a banyan tree in an uninhabited forest, I began to meditate upon the supersoul situated within, using my intelligence as I had learned from the liberated souls.
Text 16. ध्यायताश्चरणाम्भोजं भावनिर्जिता चेतसा ओत्कण्ठ कण्ठत्याश्रुषु कल्काश्या हृदि आसीन्मे शनिर्हरि.
As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, with my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart.
Text 17. प्रेमाभिभर निर्भिना पुलकांगो तिनिवृता आनंद संपल्वेलिनो नापश्यम उभयम मुने.
O Vyasadev, at that time, being exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness, every part of my body became separately enlivened. Being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, I could not see both myself and the Lord.
Text 18. रूपम भगवतो यत्तन मनः कांतम सुचापहम अपशायान सहसोतस्थे वैकल्याद धर्मना विवा.
The transcendental form of the Lord, as it is, satisfies the mind's desire and at once erases all mental incongruities. Upon losing that form, I suddenly got up, being perturbed, as is usual when one loses that which is desirable.
Text 19. दिदृक्षुस्तद अहम भूया प्राणिधया मनोहृदि वीक्षमानोऽपि न पाश्याम अवितृप्त इव तुरहा.
I desired to see again that transcendental form of the Lord. But despite my attempts to concentrate upon the heart with eagerness to view the form again, I could not see him anymore, and thus dissatisfied, I was very much aggrieved.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry for any mistakes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Please
Krishna.
accept my humble obeisances. Although Shubha. I'm not able to share my screen.
I've made you host now, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
You can now share, yes.
Okay. Let's start. Thanks for allowing me to speak and share my realization on this verse. संसार सागरे मग्नं दीनं मम करुणानिधे कर्माग्रह कहितांगं मामोधर भवर्नवा श्रीमद्भागवताख्योऽयं प्रत्यक्षं कृष्ण एव हि स्वीकृतोऽसि नयनार्थं मुख्याखण्डः सागरे मनोरथे मदीयोऽयं सफलः सर्वदा त्वया निर्विघ्नेव कर्तव्यं दासोऽहं तव केशव भवे भवे यदा भक्ति पादयोस्तव जायते तथा कुरुष्व देव सा नाथ सम्मायता प्रभो नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अपत्येषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवतिर्नष्टकी कृष्ण ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. So we are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 6 and verse 16. And the background for this verse has been already discussed. So let me read this verse and then we'll discuss. ध्यायता चरणं भोजं भावा निर्जिता चेतसा औतकण्ठाय श्रुकलाक्षाय शस्य हृदय आसीन्ने शनैर्हरि. Synonyms: Dhyayata, thus meditating upon. Charana Ambhojam, the lotus feet of the localized personality of Godhead. Bhava Nirjita, mind transformed in transcendental love for the Lord. Chetasa, all mental activities, thinking, feeling, and willing. Or the Kantaya, eagerness. Ashrukala, tears roll down. Akshasya, of the eyes. Hridi, within my heart. Asit, appeared. Me, my. Shanay, without delay. Hari, the personality of Godhead. Translation. As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, with my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes. And without delay, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word bhava is significant here. This bhava stage is attained after one has transcendental affection for the Lord. The first initial stage is called Shraddha, or a liking for the Supreme Lord. And in order to increase that liking, one has to associate with the pure devotees of the Lord. The third stage is to practice the prescribed rules and regulations of devotional service. This will dissipate all sorts of misgivings and remove all personal deficiencies that hamper progress in devotional service. When all misgivings and personal deficiencies are removed, there is a standard faith in transcendental matter, and the taste for it increases in greater proportion. This stage leads to attraction, and after this, there is bhava, or the prior stage of unalloyed love for God. All the above different stages are but different stages of development of transcendental love. Being so surcharged with transcendental love, there comes a strong feeling of separation, which leads to 8 different kinds of ecstasies. Tears from the eyes of the devotees is an automatic reaction. And because Sri Narad Muni in his previous birth attained that stage very quickly after his departure from home, it was quite possible for him to perceive the actual presence of the Lord, which he tangibly experienced by his developed spiritual senses without material tinge. Om Ajnanatimarandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Chakshu Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Satragunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sudha Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhacha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. So this chapter is all about Narad Muni's past life, how he had the darshan of Krishna, and when we will see that Krishna will disappear and Krishna will tell him that I will see you in the next life. So, but Krishna gave him that taste or the darshan, and then he disappeared. But coming to that stage, Srila Prabhupada has picked up one very significant word here, bhava, that how Narad Muni achieved to this bhava stage. So there is a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, CC Madhya Leela. So I'm sharing that. So this is the verse which Srila Prabhupada has elaborated in the purport of this verse. And let me take you through and relate how this different stages of bhakti happened to Narad Muni. And it started with what Srila Prabhupada mentioned, Adho Shraddha. Adho Shraddha means that it started with little faith. And devotional service should start with little faith. And if you notice in verse 7 in the 6th chapter, that how Narad Muni said that Yesha Daru Mayatha, that he was convinced that whatever is happening with him or anybody, we are just acting as a puppet. And that is the faith. That is the faith we are looking for in spiritual life. That Shraddha, that Krishna is the one who is driving all this. We are just a puppet in the hand of puppeteer, and puppeteer is Krishna. So that's what the seventh verse here. And the 10th verse also, if you see that when his mother was bitten by the snake, the way he took that, it's not easy for a 5-year-old child to take in that spirit. And what he said, this is the benediction he had when his mother was bitten by a snake. Who would take mother's death as a benediction? But Narad Muni, when in his previous life, at this stage, he had no bodily concept, and he, by the association of those rishis, when he heard the Bhagavad Katha every day, and he was taking the remnants of those rishis, he his self, his existence was purified. And that's how the ado shraddha tato sadhu sangha. So that tato sadhu sangha, that once when once develop the shraddha, then comes the sadhu sangha. Then one becomes interested in associating with pure devotees. So when Narad Muni, when this child in previous life, Narad Muni in his previous life, when he was associating with these Rishi Munis who were talking about Krishna Katha every day, he got so much attracted to that. So what he was doing, and he was doing the third thing, Bhajana Kriya, Atha Bhajana Kriya. That Bhajan Kriya means that he was executing the principles, regulated principles, like getting up early, eagerness to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was there, but the translation that when one is initiated by the spiritual master and executes the regulative principles under his orders. So that is called Bhajan Kriya. That is our sadhana, that we are following the instructions of our spiritual master. So that is a third stage. And then what happens when we do that sadhana every day under the guidance of our spiritual master? Then tato anartha nivriti. That when one is free from that is the stage when one is free from all unwanted habits and becomes firmly fixed in devotional service. So your anarthas, you are free from anartha nivritti. With their granthi, that your granthis are being notes in your heart of all these anarthas being open up, or they are, all the anarthas are gone. And then syat tato nishtha ruchistata. Thereafter, one develops the taste and attachment. That nishtha and ruchi, that the taste and the attachment develops towards the Lord, towards the holy name, towards Srimad Bhagavatam. And when that taste develops, that taste further develops, and that turns into bhava stage. And that's when bhava comes. And if you look at how Narad Muni, how he was listening to these sages, how he was listening to Brahmanas, by listening to the Krishna Katha, he was purified. He came to that stage of bhava. And gradually those emotions intensify. And finally, there is an awakening of love. And that is that when you see this verse, finally he said, Bhavet Krama. Krama means that gradually one's develop to the love of Godhead. For the devotees who are interested in Krishna consciousness. That's how Srila Prabhupada has explained in this purport, and something similar been spoken by um, Lord Kapila in third canto. He's saying to his mother Devavati, Satam prasangat mama virya samvedo hit karna rasayana katha yat joshanat ashva apavarga varnita shraddha ratir bhakti anukramishati. So he's saying the same thing, but what he's saying, that satam prasangat mama virya samvedo. That Lord Kapila is Krishna himself. He's saying satam prasanga, that you hear about my prasangat, my pastimes. How you hear? Hit karna rasayana katha. That what you do from this karna, from your ears, that you they drink this rasa of this Srimad Bhagavatam, of this katha, Krishna katha. You hear this katha, and that will go in your hrit, your heart. Karna rasayana katha. Then yad joshna apavarga varnito shraddha. Then what happens? Then your shraddha would develop towards Krishna. That Krishna is the one who can protect me. Then comes Rati. That what Rati is talking about here. And that Rati, that attachment, strong attachment and the taste, and then Bhakti. Then comes the Bhakti. And then Bhakti Anukramishyati. Again, Kramishyati. The same word is that Krama or Kramishyati. That is a gradual development of love of Godhead. And again, for the devotees who are interested in Krishna consciousness, and that's is uh, that is the sar. You can say that is the samambhavam of our Krishna consciousness. And Sukdev Goswami again in second canto, he's saying, Tasmat Sarvatma Bharata Bhagwan Ishvaro Hari Shotavya Kititavyascha Smartavyascha Chechatabhyam. That again he is talking about Shravanam, and then that leads to Kirtanam and then Smaranam. That Smarana we need to increase by of Krishna by listening, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and by hearing in the association of devotees, of pure devotees of Krishna. So that is what in purport Srila Prabhupada is talking about how one achieve the pure devotional service or love of Godhead. And something to also notice, that when Krishna to different devotees, Krishna has given his darshan, he has appeared in front of the devotees, but you would see the common pattern, and the pattern is that Krishna first appears inside the heart and then he appears outside. Here also Krishna appears inside and then he appeared outside. Same thing happened with the Dhruv Maharaj. Same thing happened with the Markandeya Muni in 12th canto. So that shows that how much we need to clear our chit to give a place to Krishna. And in our heart, we can't, sometimes we say that, we need to keep a balance. We need to keep both material and spiritual things inside. Both goals should go together. But here, if you look at the faith, when you have a complete faith on Krishna, that material goals, they are going to come anyways. They are going to be achieved anyways. So what we need to do, we need to just keep a place for Krishna, not anything else. Other things will come through our prarabdham. And even in this chapter, I think, or previous chapter, what Narad Muni is talking about, he says, Arabdha Karmanam. Even himself, he is saying that because of my prarabdham, I have to go through that. So understanding that things which are going to come in my life, they are going to come materially due to my prarabdham. But what we need to keep a goal, or keep the place inside our hit for Krishna only. Our goal should be Krishna as a devotee, not to have 1 million in account when I retire, or thinking about future. These are all material goals which we are going to get anyways. So if we look at, we have dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, four things. So artha and kama, artha means money, and kama means sense gratification. We don't need to worry about it. We don't need to run after money or run after sense gratification, because whatever sense gratification and money is in your prarabdham, you are going to get anyways. So that's why we need to put our shraddha shakti, our shraddha, which is very limited, our attention on Krishna. Other things will fall in its own place at its own time. There are so much time boxed. And what we need to do, we need to keep that beautiful place in our heart for Krishna to appear. And that's where our chanting, our these processes of devotional service, which I explained, that is so important, that just we need to clean our heart from all the anarthas, all the uh, uh, animical feelings towards others, raga, dvesh, uh, all these anarthas, when they go, our chit will be clear. But not just by mental concoction or meditation. It needs to be done actively by active devotional service, by doing service in the temple, but doing the proper sadhana at home by chanting, attentively chanting the holy name of the Lord, and reading Srimad Bhagavatam every day, and as we are doing. So keep on doing this practice, and eventually our chit will be clear. Like Cheto Darpan, Marjanam Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapanam, Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam, Vidyavadhu Jivanam. Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purna Uta Swadanam Sarvatma Snaparam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Shri Krishna Sankirtan ki Jai Ho. This Sankirtan Yajna is, and this is the verse which I recited, is from Shishtashtakam, verse number 1, where it is explained that how our chit will be uh, clear, our heart will be purified by constantly chanting the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained in the third verse. They are very beautiful verses, 8 verses. Many of our devotees know, but if you don't know, please try to memorize them, recite them, and meditate on them, because they are really helpful for your progression in spiritual life. So what I was trying to explain, that in our heart, as I was saying about the pattern, what we have seen, that Krishna appears inside first and then outside. And but in order for him to appear inside, how you have seen that Narad Muni has passed through all these stages of devotional service or devotional life. Ado Shraddha, starting with Ado Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Aga Bhajanan Kriya. So that's the progression which we have to all take in order to achieve the loving devotional service for the Lord. So I would encourage, if anybody would like to share their realization on this verse, or anything you would like to add or ask any question, please let's open for the Q&A. At 8:40, Devanam Prabhu will join and talk about Bhadra Purnima campaign. So we have a few minutes before Prabhu joins. Any question or any comment, please feel free to add. There are many senior devotees here. I would like to hear from them as well. If there are no questions, actually today is Vaman Dwadashi. We can talk about Lord Vaman here. Any question? Any comment? Anything I have missed?
Hare Krishna, Lokeswar Prabhu. Thank you very much
Anything?
for your wonderful class. It was very nice. I just my feeling is that when is it going to be for us? You know, because Narad Muni is elevated devotee. So for him to come to that stage, it wasn't so difficult for us. We are so fallen. So when is that going to be? This is my question.
This question, actually, we all can answer ourselves because we know how much anarthas are there inside us, and how much, uh, how attentively we can chant, how much attention we have towards the holy name and Krishna versus this material world. Where is our Shraddha? Where is our Asakti? Krishna is saying, Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogam Gunjan Mad Ashraya. So how much ashraya, how much surrender we have towards Krishna, how much asakti we have the answer. We all have that answer. And what is stopping us to surrender? Many excuses, many excuses we have. So we are the best judge, and we are the best people who could answer what is stopping us. And from gross level, or from script shastra's point of view, so there are many uh, things which are stopping us. Our prarabdham from the past life that we have done. Secondly, our desire to enjoy in this material world, independent of Krishna. And then we have a Maya. So there are three things which are going against, and our desire to achieve Krishna. But this process, by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, he has given such a nice process. If we follow that, we have a hope. We definitely have a hope. And we need to follow the diet which is given by our acharyas, and the diet is that chanting the holy name, reading Srimad Bhagavatam in association of the devotees, and we will get there. And we are on the same boat, Mataji. I hope I have answered your question.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, today I was listening to, because I like listening to the devotees who are with Srila Prabhupada, you know, constantly 24 hours. And I was listening to, I'm just missed, very sorry, miss his name. And when Srila Prabhupada saw him, and he said, "You're going to be with me 24 hours." And so he said, "Yes, I was with 24 hours with Srila Prabhupada, and except when he was sleeping or I slept." And I was sort of, it amazed me so much that Srila Prabhupada, I mean, we read in Bhagavatam everything, and I was kind of my realization of Srila Prabhupada, he is whole Bhagavatam himself. He's exactly what Bhagavatam says, you know. So I was so you know, privileged to be with Srila Prabhupada. You know, he's a living Bhagavatam. So if we had, you know, a little bit of Srila Prabhupada's darshan or association, maybe it would have been, you know, would have been so nice. We came so late. It's so nice to hear all the devotees who was with Srila Prabhupada. It's very purifying hearing about Srila Prabhupada. That's what I felt in the morning.
Yes, definitely. And but you know, Srila Prabhupada is, has not gone anywhere.
No, of course, no. He's in his book.
Like he has not gone anywhere. If we feel that Srila Prabhupada has left, but Srila Prabhupada is here. He's in his books. He's in ISKCON. If we follow his instructions, he's in his instructions.
Yes,
Similarly,
yes.
what Krishna is saying, that Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Veda, Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna himself. So Krishna has not gone anywhere. And we are, if we say that, oh, I need darshan of Krishna, take darshan of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is Krishna. So that is how we see what is our vision. There are many opportunities Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Krishna is giving to us. So many opportunities to associate with the devotees, to purify ourselves. But how much advantage we take, that depends on individual soul. That is our free will. There where the free will applies. Whether if I, for example, if I get one job to another job, materially, I choose this job versus the other job, that is not the free will. That is already decided. But the free will is that whether I choose Krishna or I choose Maya. So that is the free will. And that is with us. How much free will we execute and move one step forward towards Krishna, that is our decision.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your wonderful advice. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Vishwa Prabhu, and pranams of Vishwapad. Wonderful, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. It was really lovely. It's very well said, what you just said in terms of Srila Prabhupada being present in his books and Krishna being present also in the Gita and the Bhagavatam. So it's such an important point. So thank you for reminding us of that very important point. And one of the most important points in this, I think throughout we learn, is that without surrender, and it has to be full and absolute surrender, we cannot progress up further up the process. That's something that I've learned through personal experience as well. So it's like Draupadi, when you hear, when she first calls to Krishna, she only does it one vadam, he doesn't appear. But it's not until she's prepared to let go of that little bit of sort of uncertainty she still had with holding onto the sari with the other hand, until she lets go of both hands, until she surrenders completely and saying, yours. See how much we learn from Narad Muni and Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad. They completely and utterly surrender. 5-year-old children surrendering in this way, saying, I'm yours. You do with me what you want. Yeah, so thank you for reminding us. It's a lovely class.
Thank you, Prabhu, for reminding us that really important point of surrender. How much surrender we have. I know in Navada Bhakti, in 9 processes of Bhakti, we have surrender at last. And how do we surrender? And the best example of surrender is Bali Maharaj. So today is Lord Vaman Dev appearance, and how Bali Maharaj surrendered his false ego. Krishna has everything with him. Krishna doesn't need anything from us. It's like I went to Mother Ganges, and I took a bath, and I again took the water and offered to Mother Ganga. But that is Mother Ganga's water I offer to Mother Ganga. So everything, nothing belongs to us. Only thing which we are holding back is our false ego. Our ego, what is holding us back. And when, for example, even when we are offering something to Krishna, Krishna doesn't need anything from us. We try to make something or prepare something, but Krishna is hungry of bhav. And that's what Srila Prabhupada especially picked up, that word bhav. That bhav is what Krishna eats, not our offering or anything. And that how much bhav we have for Krishna, how much surrender we have for Krishna, that's what matters. And again, that gradually develops, but that should start from Shraddha, even to the point whether we really have Shraddha on Krishna, that only Krishna will help me. Or, for example, we fly from one country to another country. We have absolute Shraddha on this pilot that he will take us from point A to point B. And that is Shraddha, that is faith we have. But even that faith, when we are chanting, that is the starting point. But sometimes as a devotee, or as a sadhaka, sometimes even we lose that faith. We start running after some other things. Some people, if they have problem in their material life, they start running to astrologers. They start running, oh, what shall I do now? So it's like small problems in life, and these are small problems. Some material things or some things is not working in your material life. We are making it bigger, but Srila Prabhupada is saying that Janma, Mrityu, Jada, Vyadhi, these are the bigger problems than a problem with what we call as financial problems, or I'm not having a child or anything. These are small problems. They are not even called problems in our Shastras. But as soon as we get those things, our Shraddha, our faith gets shaken, and we run towards all other things, but not Krishna. That's why Krishna is saying that Mad Ashraya, how much Ashraya you are taking in me, how much surrender you have towards me. Shelter, that Ashraya means shelter. How much Ashraya you are taking in us, in me. So that's what matters in our day-to-day life. How much Ashraya we are taking in Krishna's holy name, Krishna, and his devotees. And thank you, Prabhu, for reminding. This is really important point, and the example of Draupadi and Dhruv Maharaj, how they surrendered. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, just as you are going to talk about Vamandev, and it's just my realization has come that Vamandev did come to Bali Maharaj because he knew he's the grandson of our Prahlad Maharaj. So he knew how much benefit he could get if he, because when he was ruling the, Sargalok, I think his pride was a little bit high, and Krishna wanted to help him by being in that form to take everything away and, help him to become a perfect devotee like Prahlad Maharaj. This is my realization. Just I thought of it. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Yeah, Bali Maharaj is the best example of surrender, where he did not even care about his spiritual master. His spiritual master, Shukracharya, tried to stop him, and but he said, "No, I have already promised," and he knew that he will be cheated, but he had that full surrender. And that's what Krishna wanted because when Krishna, Lord Vamadev, when he came to the sacrificial arena, Bali Maharaj proudly said, "What you need, I can give you anything. If you want to get married, you need villages, you need, what do you need? Tell me, money." And Vamadev said, "No, I just need um, 3-step land, which I can measure from um, my own foot." And Bali Maharaj actually at that time he laughed. He said, "I am ruling this entire planet, and you are asking me just this much land." Um, and then Krishna was laughing, and Lord Vamandev was laughing inside. He said, "Okay, so that's what I need, that pride from you." And he surrendered. He surrendered, and that is among our 12 Mahajanas, Bali Maharaj is one of them. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Lokeswar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for beautiful explanation and wonderful class.
Thank you.
From this Bali Maharaj story, we can understand that, nothing belongs to us. When everything is Krishna, so even if we give something, then actually it's not belongs to us. So, we shouldn't be become proud that, oh, look, I have given so much, or I am giving. Actually, it also, everything belongs to him. When he wants to give, he will give. And when he wants to take it, within a second, he can take it away. So yeah, that's what we can learn from this story. Nothing belongs to us. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for reminding us. Really important point that in our day-to-day dealings with people, that how much we use I. If you see how many times do we use I? This is mine. This is, I am doing this. I am doing that. And it's all centered around our false ego. And we actually chant our I mantra or my mantra more than Hare Krishna Maha mantra. And that's what we need to understand, that, as you said, Mataji, nicely, that everything belongs to Krishna. Nothing belongs to us. Whether somebody is in anxiety that somebody is living in a rental accommodation, somebody is saying, "Oh, I have so much mortgage." Somebody is saying, "Oh, I'm free, I'm mortgage free." In three of this scenario, actually, nothing belongs to you. Whether it's rented, not rented, mortgage or mortgage free, it doesn't matter. We are here for few years and we are fighting about this land, fighting about our possessions with others. that is just useless. And point to understand, everything belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. So, but that is tested when we are on the road or when we have any discrepancies or any problem with our neighbor. That that all these things are tested really well. So just be ready for those tests, but we can be only ready for those tests when we are putting this thought in our sadhana every day. Then we'll be passed on those tests. Otherwise, we'll fail, as I failed many, many, many times. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Any other thought? Any other devotee?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, my Dandavat pranams to you. Our glorious Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for the wonderful class. It was so insightful and very deep and very nicely. The flow was very nice of, how, bhakti and prema, we can go like that. Very, very wonderful questions and insights by other devotees as well. It was really nice, very blissful. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. And thanks for giving me opportunity to share my thoughts. So we have Divinam Prabhu here, and we would like Divinam Prabhu to talk about Bhadra campaign. And we have 2 days left. And Prabhuji, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Lokeswar Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, as Prabhu said, Friday and Saturday. Saturday is the big day, Bhadra Purnima day. And I'll take your 5 minutes to say something. Actually came for an installation ceremony here in Pinner. And tonight we are about to launch a new initiative where we request every devotee. All we ask, we are not actually asking you to distribute sets of Bhagavatam. We are just asking you to simply glorify Bhagavatam to 5 friends or 5 family members who have not heard of Bhagavatam. You simply present to them Srimad Bhagavatam and tell them about the wonderful opportunity and the benediction given by Sukadev Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is mentioned in the 12th canto, 11th chapter, 13th verse, that if on the full moon day of Bhadra Purnima, if someone places a Bhagavatam on a golden throne and give it as a gift, they get the gift of going back to the spiritual world. So all of you, I think majority of you are on Sankirtan Forever group. So tonight we will be sharing a message, a video from His Holiness SP Keshav Maharaj and Mother Vishakha. And we request all of you to kindly that. So basically we are looking for 100 devotees. Each of the devotees at least trying to meet with 5 different people or call them personally and just have 5 interaction and tell them about what I have heard so far in Chat Plus, and then give them an opportunity in ways. Either they can take a set for themselves in the UK if they're happy to, or they can gift a set of Bhagavatam to someone in UK, their friends and family, or you can gift it to somebody. And finally, if not anything else, they can send a set of Bhagavatam to a village in India through the Gram Vidya Dan project we have going on, which you're all aware of. So these are the 3 ways you can conclude with after you tell them about the Bhagavatam. And if they decided not to do any of those, that's absolutely fine as well. So all we are asking, we are looking to have 100 devotees on board, each devotee trying to present Bhagavatam to five new people. Again, as I want to clear that there is no expectation as such that you have to, there's no pressure, word expectation is not right, that you have to distribute sets. You have to inspire people through Srimad Bhagavatam and what you have heard so much and what it means to you. And just by seeing that example, I'm sure people will be inspired. Somebody takes, that's fine. All we are asking you to just try to speak to 5 people. And I'll request each one of you, there are 27 of you, that please join that program, the Yagya. And then all the names who are participating in this yagya will be going to India for the Bhadra Purnima. But on the day of Bhadra Purnima, there will be a fire sacrifice, and we will send all the names there actually, which will be chanted in the yagya. So that's my humble request to all of you. Keshav Maharaj makes it very clear in the video, which you will see tonight.
Your voice is breaking up, Prabhu.
Please
Your voice is breaking, Dipana Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Palika Mataji. That's all we are asking. So I just wanted to make an appeal and request in these last 3 days. So far, we have managed to reach nearly 350 sets of Bhagavatam, but we are 250 away. So our internal hope, without putting a pressure on anybody, 100 people who be present. Let's say we're looking for 100 devotees, each doing 5 presentations of Bhagavatam and telling others. Even if half take it, then we will be able to meet the goal. But that's okay. Even if we do not meet the goal, we are at least trying. That's the main thing, actually. Goal and the results are not in our hand. It's nice to have a goal because Prabhupada said that every devotee should have a fresh challenge. And that's why we keep the goals. But what we do and how we talk to the people is very important. So that's my humble request to everyone, that please be part of this challenge and help us to reach out to at least 5 members of your friends and family, and it's doable. So I just wanted to see, there are 27 devotees. The challenge we are putting in front of you, do you think it's reasonable? Either you can put your hands up or show a thumbs up, or actually put a message in the chat, which myself and Lokeswar Prabhu, we all can see it, saying that yes, it is reasonable and we're going to try it. So I just want to see in the last 3 minutes before we conclude the call, how many of you feel, yes, this is very much doable. I can actually reach out to the 5 people who I can tell them about Bhagavatam, and then leave it to them after I tell them everything, how they can take advantage of Bhadra Purnima, which is coming on this Saturday. So dear devotees, feel free to express that, yes, you feel that this is absolutely possible by sending a short message in the chat box saying, yes, I think it's possible, or say something, yes, I'm in it, or I would like to at least try. That's the main thing. Okay, great. So we have a message which has come through, and it is M's phone. So I do not know the name, but this Mataji or Prabhuji is saying, I'll try. I'm so grateful. This is what Srila Prabhupada wanted us. Oh, Mamta Mataji, thank you so much. Okay, Jai. We have Uma Khan, Prabhu Mataji, Haribol, I'll definitely try. This is what we are looking. Thank you so much. We're just trying. That is all we are asking. So I'm very grateful. Rupa Mataji is going to give it a shot. Rupa Mataji, you're already a book distributor. You've done so many. So I'm sure you will reach out to 5, if not more people. Thank you so much for coming forward, Rupa Mataji. And I'm glad that this is a challenge which everyone feels reasonable and willing to try in the last 3 days. Prabhupada will be very pleased. There's no doubt about that. So Lokeswar Prabhu, over to you. Seems like most devotees are up for it. Although some have been able to send a message, the others are still thinking. But I'm sure everybody wants to try and participate, Prabhu. And yeah, I just wanted to thank you for allowing me to just say a few words, Prabhuji.
No, thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for allowing us to have this platform to share the realization and reach Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you.
Thank you, Lokeswar Prabhu. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. And we'll see you all soon, and look forward to your participation on the Sankirtan Forever group when the message goes out. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu vevacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank